Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase on Axe Demolition. Spoiler, he's awesome. I really like him. So he is a aggressive striker, legend era, and yeah, he's good. He has the demolition link. Red moves start with 10 more MP, and then the legends link, and then the stock demolition gear. He's a coach. Purple moves that deal damage 75% more. That's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty straightforward there. So before we get started, I am not going to use the sub. The sub is kind of funky to me. It's choose 10 into black gems and do 1.25 million for 3 turns. Remaining turn into countdown gems that deal 999k damage or 1 million and make 49 random gems into crossbreak um, at the end of it. So it's kind of weird because it's a 1-turn countdown gem that's also dealing damage and making cross breaks at the end of the turn. So you could hit that and blow up the board. You certainly can do that. Um, I just don't love it, right? With the way the other stuff is, you could use the sub a bunch of different ways with a bunch of different move sets. But in the end, to me, it doesn't make sense. If you get smash, you don't really need anything to hit hard. So no reason to use a sub in my opinion, because it just gives you chances to lose. So I'm not going to use it. I'm going to have 4 move sets for you guys anyway. You could potentially use it in conjunction with this first move set, very similar to this, and you could just substitute the sub for the back elbow smash. You absolutely could do that. Maybe I will do that one time as well. So yeah. Anyway, Forearm Club, 5 MP red, 800k damage, make 8 random gems into 2-turn countdowns that will deal 3 million damage and increase your red MP by 4 at the end of the countdown. Then deal 800k damage and increase all your move damage by 200%. Is that 3 million? I really need commas. It is 3 million. So those 8 do like 24 million. And then you have the deal 1 million damage plus 1.5 million bonus damage for every countdown gem. That's 10 MP red. And then the back elbow smash, 5 MP, deal 500k damage, increase your gem dodge chance by 100% on gem swipes for 1 turn. So we're going with Roxanne. That gives the green move loaded. And then Butch and Santa get the discus clothesline loaded as well, right? And then we are running Asuka for 200% more countdown gem damage. So we're doing 4.5 million on those 8 countdowns, which is unblockable. So 4.5 times 8 is 36 million. And then we're also getting 3 million from the countdown gems, which is 24. So that should be 60 million if that works right. So yeah. Let's find out. The first 2 movesets are not my favorite. The last one is the easy winner to me, but these are interesting. So I thought I would show it. 8 random gems. Of course, you could put a Judgment Day plate on with this, right? Now we're going to hit this move. And you can see that does the damage. And then we are going to make it so they can't swipe. In fact, you would want to use the Judgment Day because this is for swipes. So they wouldn't be able to increase their MP if you had a Judgment Day plate, drained them with the countdowns, and then it would come back, which you would want because now the dodge is expired, right? And you're still not reloaded. And you can see the countdown went off, and it doesn't work the way it looks like it does because it didn't do that 24 mil damage, right? So unless it does it at the end here. Yeah, it does it at the end. Okay. So it does the damage all at the end. So there's that. I only played this a couple times because it is funky, right? And then you just have to get the pin. So it could be difficult to get the pin. I don't really like it. I'll show you it once with the sub. Sub should be the sub and swipe to blow up the board. And hopefully close to done. right? But you're not gonna probably fully drain him. I will do it once with the sub. I don't have a graphic for it. I just, when you see what's coming, you'll understand why, I think. Especially since he's the S plus tier, you know what I mean? And these are make black gems, so it doesn't really do us any good, right? You could put a black to green to help recycle, or a black to red, and you'd get 3 of them. Or you could try and make a cascade, but we want to keep our countdown gems, right? So let's do something. We're going to lose some no matter what. This is not an ideal situation. Anyway, this leaves countdown gems, whatever. They can kind of do whatever. Sure. Some of them should stay. Alright. So, it overwrites it so the damage doesn't go off. You see what I mean by it's clunky? Right? Because it overwrites it so the damage doesn't go off on the second tick of the countdown gem. So it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. You know? Yeah, that's the best I got. It's okay, it all gets better from here. So like I said, the sub's kind of clunky. So is the other one, though. You have to get the pin. But that's why it's first. Here comes the good stuff. This is a move damage set. Pretty interesting. Pretty cool. We are going to bring in the double axe beatdown. We're leaving the forearm club, which you guys know what it does. And then we are bringing in the finisher, diving elbow drop finisher. So, the move, of course, this is increasing your move damage by 200% on the black move. So let's switch out the strap. Oh, I had my Fury plate on for that one. I would have done a little more damage on the previous one. That was my bad. But that's fine. Would have done a little more move damage. Not a ton. This is what we want right here. I got all excited, mainly because I'm thinking about what's coming. Yeah. This moveset is cool, though. I do like this one. So it's kind of, it's a move damage and a unblockable at the same time. So we're going to get that 24 million, right, from the countdown gems, and then we're going to get the finisher damage. So we got that 24 plus whatever the finisher ends up. So the double axe beatdown, 5 MP, 800k damage, increase your black MP by 10. Then deal 800k damage and reduce owner's tag counter by 3. This is also super clutch. If you guys have ever tried to get tasks when it's a showdown and ladies in the second slot and you need to get your lady tagged in, well, you can do this right away with Axe. So very useful ability on top of being an increased black MP. And then the finisher, 10 MP, finisher, 2.75 mil damage. Decrease your countdown gem timers by 2, pin the opponent, right? And then just remember that increases all your moves by 200% as the second part of this combo move. Yeah, so we're using this one. And I'll put Gooker on after one run with what's his butt here. So Entourage, it's Butch to get loaded, 150% finisher, 50% finisher, and 40% all black moves, which is the finisher. And I'll put Gooker on after this, but this will give you guys an idea of how the move damage hits. Alright. So the finisher's at 18 mil before the buff. Now it's at 54 million. Plus we have that 24 million in I'm sorry. I was reading it wrong. It's 1 million. Plus we have 8 million. Because they're 900k when the countdowns go off. Actually, then deal damage 8. I am having on the struggle bus today. Yeah. So it's 900k. But we are getting a little bit of move damage off of this, and now we hit a 54k finisher. So it's like 62 million total. Not that great, but it's okay. There's so much verbiage on them now. It's easy to, and then no commas makes it really hard for me. To be honest, I'm complaining and whining, but it's true. So, with Gooker, let's see how much difference 75% makes. I haven't tried him with Gooker. I ran him with the other sets. Oops. Oh my gosh. Trying to scroll and I keep clicking. There you are, Birdman. Also, of course, you can Judgment Day plate this, right? So even if you don't win, you're going to recycle it, right? So easily Judgment Day plateable to drain their MP. So that's pretty cool. And now we're doing 57 million, so it didn't really change it a whole heck of a lot, right? 57 and 8, 65. So I would suggest running it with like a Judgment Day plate for sure. Be cool if we end up getting something that's make countdowns increase your move damage. That would be kind of cool. Like a Haku plate, but for move damage. Black move damage, that would be neat. Anyway, now we get to what I think is the fun stuff. This is a 3-click move set, and this is with Whaley trainers. I'll show you without too, even though I don't have a graphic. But yeah. I mean, not really Whaley. I'll show you without LA Knight. It's basically the same. Where's my strap? I have this ready. Here it is. Boo, boo, boo. Okay. And we're going to keep the double axe beatdowns, and we're going to bring in the other finisher. And the move you haven't seen yet. So, 5 MP, deal 400k damage and make 49 random gems into cross breaks. It's also the reversal. If the opponent generated at least 1 pyro gem, then deal 1.4 million damage, increase your red gem damage by 200% for 2 turns, then steal the opponent's turn. So, absolute pyro killer. So, like, you know, anyone using pyros, Rex, Riga, Amelia, blah, 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 blah. Any pyro peoples. Really, really strong. And then, this is why I would say don't use the sub, because this move already makes 49 cross breaks. So why would you use the sub? Anyway, diving double axe handle, 10 MP finisher, 650k damage, and make a 4x4 random area into multiply gems of strength 20. That's 16 multiply gems times 20. Den finisher, deal 650k damage and make 40 cross break gems into red gems. Yeah, it's nasty. Very nasty. So with this moveset, here we go. Bailey is for the reds and the multiplies, and then LA Knights for if there's any black gems on the board. Basically, any zombie's going to be the same here, right? Sherry's giving us 4 bigger, and Butch is getting us loaded with the red MP for the double axe beatdown. Now, they do go on random, and as you guys know, Austin has a multiply reversal. But because it's on the finisher, no reversal worries. Oops. So I should have hit the, this button first. Just imagine I did hit this. Let's just, yeah, we'll just do it again. They don't go out the second time, by the way. If you're thinking double up for proccing the plates, they don't. Alright. Then finisher. So it's random where they go. In this case, we got 2 loot box gems. And we hit for 82 million with no plates. On 3 moves. With hitting 2 loot box gems. That's definitely S+, right? When you can hit that hard with no plates involved, that is what I call S+. Also low charge move F5. So no Santa Hogan needed. Oops, that's not the button I wanted to hit. I'll just throw any zombie on, or Howdy, it doesn't matter, it's all the same. A zombie would be better than Howdy though. So I'll find a zombie. Gem damage. Yeah. Brain not braining. I feel like I'm struggling this one. I'll do one that looks free to play-ish. How about that? For the optics, sure. Chelsea. Alright. And this is why I say there'd be no reason to run the sub, because you can just run this moveset. Even if you have to drop Sherry, it's still going to hit hard. Use whatever, you know, 2 multiply person you have. And it's 3 clicks. You have the MP up reversal right here, though. But that's the only reversal you have to worry about with this moveset. I think Crossbreak, there's like one random person that steals all your Crossbreak gems. I want to say it's Hall of Fame Waller, but the odds of running into Hall of Fame Waller, while not 0, are not good. One loot box gem here, and 68 million, right? So there is variance in it, depending on what gems you get, etc., etc. But it still hits hard. Now, as you guys know, I love avoiding reversals altogether, so let's just get rid of that MP up move, shall we? And see what Axe can do 2-click. And currently in the game, this is basically unreversible 2-click. That, of course, always can change, but you guys know how much I love that kind of stuff. So we got Woods, Mellow, Santa, and Zombie Bailey. That gets the black moves charged and ready to go, so it's just a simple 2 clicks. No multiply counter because it's on the finisher. Love to see it. And we're going to 2-click for a very nice 76 million. So I think I've made the point without plates that he is extremely good, right? If you get him, be happy even if you don't have crazy plates. But with plates, he gets very good. All right. Now, there's a lot of potential different ways you could do it. End of the day, the best one is the rainbow cross break because the multiplies go on random. Yes, you could technically use the red cross break. You could use any of the cross breaks, and it would help a little bit. But by far, the best one is rainbow, and it's not close. So I'm just going to go straight to the rainbow. He will hit harder with the other ones. Number 2 would be the red, right? Because you're making a bunch of red gems. So that would be number 2. But rainbow at 500% when you make 4 cross breaks is just chef's kiss, right? And then you have your choice up here of any of the multiply plates. You could use whichever one you have. I would be inclined to use the Queen's Tiara because he's a striker, and the Queen's Tiara is black gem damage. But Nightmare Insignia does give you 100%, would help boost those yellow gems if the multiplies land on the yellows. So you could use Nightmare Insignia, you could use Pyro Princess, or you could use Queen's Tiara. It's all random, so sometimes they'll be great and add a lot. Sometimes you may not even get a multiply that color. So I'm just going to go black for the Queen's Tiara, right? With the rainbow. And just show you guys 2-click. I will also show 3-click for those that want to see that. But yeah, I mean, no counter. This is really good, guys. The crossfire plates, the rainbow one in particular, continue to be amazing. It's one of my favorite, probably my favorite plate in the game right now. That's 160 million on 2 clicks without a reversal, right? I'll run it a couple times. And then I'll run the other one a couple times. Of course, you could also use a Red Royal Rumble if you don't have a cross break, right? Because, you know, you're using red trainers. So you could also use like a Red Royal Rumble and get, you know, in between. But this is by far, or like I said, red cross break. But this is by far the best. I'll maybe run it with a red crossfire as well. I think I probably should. we'll do that as well for you guys. I'll run 2 with each of these, and I'll put a red crossfire and run 1 with each of those. Because not everyone will have this. 150 on 2 clicks. So let's go back to this with the 3 click. For those that like to see maximum pain. But yeah, I mean, of course, guys, with where he fits in with not being reversible right now, of course, he's probably going to be my favorite just because I don't like getting reversed and I'm lazy, right? I don't have to think about stuff, and easy 2 click. It doesn't need crazy plates to hit hard, but to get the most, obviously, you want the plates, right? So plus the tag link and the hot tag, just really useful, right? And smash is really good too. The 10 red for them, you're going to be able to do some stuff and things, right? This is the 3 click, so. But you can see why it's like hit or miss with whichever multiply plate you use, right? Yellow, you know, there's not a lot of those. Heck, you could even use, if you didn't have anything, you could put a Will of a Jade plate on, and then if there was any green multiplies, they would get boosted 100%, right? So like you could use a Will of Jade in a Nightmare just to boost it a little bit. That was 150 on 3 clicks. Like I said, it's kind of random, your damage, but it's basically anywhere from 130 to 200 million with this setup in the times I've played it. And I've ran this one a lot because this is spoiler, the other ones aren't really, like I said, they're not even worth talking about, really, to be honest. Once you see this moveset, the fact that you can hit in the 70 million range with nothing special, just pretend I hit the red move, is pretty awesome. And then the fact that it's not have to worry about reversals, right? So yeah. Boom. 200, that was over, what was that, 202 million on that one? So yeah, it's super spicy, right? Let me put the red crossfire on and I'll run 1 with this and 1 with the other one for you guys. Yeah. In the end, I'm like, you know what? There's got to be an in-between something for people. And this, you may have grabbed a red crossfire for Ray Phoenix and you may not have a rainbow for this guy. Or maybe you want to use Rainbow on Ray Phoenix instead because this guy hits so hard, whatever, you know? Or somewhere else like Becky or Stephanie Vicaire. So this is with the red. I can't help myself. Once I start doing these, I'm like, I want to try and make this more accessible for people. You could also use Valkyria plate and get 50% red gem damage on the ultimate. If you had nothing else, right? So there is stuff you can add that will help a little bit. Not a ton, mind you, but it will help a little bit. $88 million. It's going to help your variance a little bit. See, it's really not that big of a buff, to be honest. Yeah, and let's run 1 2 click with it. But it will help you to be a little more consistent, for sure. Anyway, I love him. For multiple reasons, right? Of course, you're going to need to get hype for him. And I don't think there'll be any hype available for him until the start of next month, which is just in a few days. That's when the hype loot switches over, right? So, yeah, this is the 2 click build. But the versatility with the showdown link, the hot tag, and then just how hard he can hit with very little and not being reversible, and then how much better it gets. 69 million, right? So you see what I mean by, like, really it's the rainbow one. It just, you can say it works on him, and yeah, technically it does work, but it just doesn't do enough. You really need the rainbow one to make much difference. It's almost a waste of a red one, almost. All right. As for where I think he fits into strikers, so I don't think right now there's another striker male that I can run without a reversal counter, right? So the 2-click, there's Hall of Fame Ron can 1-click in a lot of situations still if you have hype for him. And when he can, there's nobody faster. He will have to worry about multiply reversal, which isn't many. So he's one of my favorites. Haku is really growing on me. He can also 2-click with a middle lane, which is something, right? That's saying something. 2-click with the middle lane, and then you avoid the MP up. Currently, Haku's reversal is being finisher is being reversed by Hall of Fame. That's a bug. It'll get fixed eventually. Hopefully not hell mode soon for those of you that know what that means. So he is really, really good too. He's really growing on me playing with him. I like him a lot. What else we got? Who else would be Yeet J is ridiculous 2-click. Absolutely ridiculous with gear. He's as good as they get. You just have to worry about Hall of Fame reversal, but super easy, super fast, super good, super consistent. He's right there with all of them, right? Austin 2-click, you got to worry about multiply reversal, but with all the stuff, he's ridiculously good and fun. He's one of my favorites. And then you have OTC Roman, who a lot of people like, to be honest, and I like Dom a lot. Trying to think if there's anyone else I'm forgetting. I think those are the big ones. So like I would for sure put him in my top 3 strikers, probably my favorite currently. So like him, Jay, and MJ, Hall of Fame Ron, and Haku would be my top 4, depending on the situation for sure. And then I'm not sure who I would squeak in for the 5th one right off the top of my head. But I think he's probably my favorite right now just because I'm lazy. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys. It looks like he's going to be live in the game now. I just finished recording this, so I'll get it uploaded. Probably be like 20 minutes late, maybe faster if YouTube is fast. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll do the news and get a prize wall breakdown, event breakdown for you later today too. But have a great weekend. Good luck in Flash Feud, and I'll see you next week. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, good luck out there. Yeah, I love him. He's super good. Plus Legendary Striker. Yeah, I like that a lot. Love the Legendary coverage. And the showdown stuff, so useful.